Sending out a transmission.
Hey guys, what's up? I'm just gonna say that I have had a major haircut since my last video, so welcome the green. But yeah, so today I'm talking about coming out, and I just wanted to tell you guys just a little bit about my own coming out experience before I get into talking about coming out as non-binary as a whole, because my coming out experience has actually been incredibly positive, at least for everybody that I've come out to so far. So my mother actually created the LGBT group at Elizabeth College before I even came out to her as gay. I haven't come out to her as non-binary yet, but that's more the fact that I don't really know how to describe it to her or explain it at this point, but I'm sure she'd be okay with it as well. And my friends are all incredibly queer and incredibly supportive, and my partner has just been absolutely amazing. She's been most of the driving force behind me discovering my gender identity in the first place, so I could not have asked for anyone better, honestly. But yeah, so talking about coming out as non-binary as something as a whole, there's definitely differences between coming out as non-binary and coming out as trans on the binary, male or female. I think on one plane it is a lot more difficult to explain to people. A lot of people haven't heard of it before. A lot of people don't really understand. There isn't really a box for it that you can put on a medical certificate or those sorts of forms at the moment. There has been a push recently, actually, I'm really excited about this, to put an X option instead of M or F on forms. Not just for non-binary identifying individuals, but also for intersex individuals. And I think that's actually really cool because, yeah, sort of having just male and female as genders is a very colonized, like Western English sort of thing, because there is actually quite a rich history of non-binary identities all throughout history and all throughout different cultures. And yeah, so having that will also be much better, I think. Hopefully, the hope is for intersex individuals as well, because at the moment having just those two options can be incredibly damaging. There's, you know, forced medical procedures and all sorts of horrible things that happen at the moment. But yeah, so coming out. If you are non-binary, people tend to take it as made up sometimes, and it can be quite difficult to explain, you know, they and them as pronouns being singular rather than plural, and just sort of validating it both with yourself and with others, but sort of coming to terms with that. And the fact that it is genuinely something that has happened all throughout human history is an amazing thing to do. Like, yeah, for me, it's been one of the things that has helped me come to terms with myself and who I am. So that's been fantastic. But coming out definitely isn't just a one-off experience. It's something that you do over and over throughout your life, and only if you're comfortable with it. It's definitely depends on, you know, what the people are like and whether you're comfortable with telling them, and whether it's safe, and whether you're okay with being misgendered or not. And definitely being non-binary and having those two very strict boxes at the moment, hopefully only, but yeah, it can be a lot more difficult, especially also medically transitioning, because obviously there's a lot of gatekeeping to make sure that you're comfortable and safe with your gender identity, but also a lot of gatekeepers and people who help people medically transition at the moment don't really understand non-binary identities, so it can be a lot harder to medically transition unless you want to medically transition fully one way or the other. But yeah, it's been getting a lot better for non-binary people recently, and hopefully it continues, and hopefully we get that third gender option. But yeah, if you are watching this to educate yourself on trans issues rather than trying to come out yourself, I definitely want to tell you that You have to be really careful about not outing trans people to other people unless they've specifically told you that that's okay. And especially with non-binary people, a lot of people aren't okay with people using they them pronouns around specific people like family members or strangers, just because of how much people don't understand at this point. So it is always safe to check with people first, and communication is amazing and great and you should do it. But yeah, I want you guys to know that coming out can definitely be a totally positive experience, and it has been for me. And I hope you guys all have a lovely week, and I will see you next week on Thursday at this time. Farewell.